Next up at UFC Vegas 28, we have Karol Rosa versus Bethe, not Beth, Bethe Correia. Karol Rosa, 14-3 overall, has a nice win streak, and she is lossless in her last 5. Bethe Correia, 11-5 overall, only 1 win in her last 5, 3 losses, and a draw. Karol Rosa is on a tear. But if you dig deeper, there's only 1 real good win in there, and that was over Procopio. She's an okay striker, but she has incredible volume. So she's not the most technical fighter in the world, but she'll come forward and she will throw strike after strike after strike. And that monkey knife fight strike line tells that story. She's willing to trade, but she doesn't like to get ugly. So she'll be busy. She'll stand there. You'll throw, she'll throw. But if it gets dirty and you're in the pocket and you're beating her up a little bit, that she will back out from there and try to keep it at range. She is the definition of a decision fighter. She's got solid takedown offense and defense. Even though she has the higher volume striking, I don't think she's going to look to get it to the ground. I just don't think she's going to look to get it there. She's got the higher volume of striking, but I think Bethe could give her some trouble in that pocket. I mentioned that she doesn't like dirty fights, and I think Bethe will make it dirty. I don't think she's going to shoot a takedown, even though her stats show that when she does, she's somewhat effective. Taking Bethe down, though, is a tall task. So even if she does want to get there because she's not feeling the pocket, Bethe's takedown defense is 84% in her very long UFC career. Bethe Correia might have had the fastest rise and fall we've ever seen in the division. Came into the UFC, killing it. Fought Ronda Rousey for a belt. Ever since then, it has been an incredibly rocky road for her. Part of the problem is she got that fight probably too soon in her career. And then the other part of the problem is once you fight for the belt, you're sort of stuck at that high level for a while. And she lost to all of those top 1, 2, 3, 4 women. And then it sort of beats up her record. And that's why she only has 1 win in her last 5 fights. But if you dig deeper into those losses, like I said, they're at top competition. You get to the top. It's very hard to just take 5 steps backwards and fight medium level, rising up and comers. You're stuck fighting those high level competition. And that's what her recent losses look like. It was all top competition in her last 5 fights, except Sijara Eubanks, who she beat. And Sijara looked great in her last fight. It was a close fight with Sijara, but she did beat her, and it was her takedown defense that got that fight done. Bethe has solid power. She also has good volume, and she's got really good groundwork. She's super tough. She's willing to slug it out. Listen, the pick is Karol because Bethe Correia, while she's got that experience, while she's fought an incredibly high level for a long time, she's beat up. She's older. She's beat up. She said this is her last fight. Anytime you have sort of those I'm out of here after this type fights, I don't know what you're going to bring. I don't know if you're just riding out for a paycheck or if you're going to come out there and really make a statement. So listen, Karol Rosa on her way up, Bethe Correia on her way down. The difference here, or sort of the challenge here, will be, does Bethe Correia stay in her face, make it dirty, make it ugly, and that will make Karol Rosa uncomfortable. She doesn't like that. And if she does do that, she's going to look to take Bethe down. She's going to struggle taking Bethe down, as everybody else has. And then she can lose a decision because she's not able to get Bethe down, wasting energy. It looks bad for the judges. That is an outcome. It's not the most likely outcome. The most likely outcome is that Karol Rosa just touches up Bethe Correia, beats her up over 3 rounds, lands whenever she wants to. Bethe isn't going to look for a takedown. She is going to look to get in her face and make it dirty. So listen, Karol Rosa is the pick, but Bethe Correia is not a plus 260 underdog. These odds are wide, man. Karol Rosa should be a minus 150 favorite. Bethe Correia, it's easy to look at her last 5, rip her, say she's done. But the reality is she's only fought an incredibly high level of competition for the last couple of years. So you can't look at her record and say she's a bum. With Karol Rosa, I said she's got that win over Procopio. The other wins are not great. So Karol Rosa is the pick. I'm not touching DraftKings, not at that price point. There's no bet to be made when you're a minus 350 favorite. The monkey knife fight, that's a tricky one. I might go less on that fight. I do think it's probably a decision, but Betch's savviness could get her against the cage, stay in the pocket, make it ugly, keep Karol under 129. 129 is a massive number. That's a massive number. So Bethe could stay in there, tie her up a bit, hold her against the cage a bit, remove some of those strikes, keep her up under 129. And at 81.5, listen, Karol manages range well. She's longer. You know, for Bethe to get 81.5, she would have to get a takedown probably or hold her against the cage the entire time. So I like the less. I think they'll both have moments of success. The less and monkey knife fight is probably the only way you're going to make any money on this fight. Bet-wise, maybe I'll go look at some of the interesting props. Bethe inside the distance, decision, no action, but she's not exactly knocking people out either. Both of these women are decision fighters. So, you know, monkey knife fight's the only play here, and constraint, self-control, is why I do pretty well every single week, because I'm not chasing things that I don't need to chase.